what we need to do is to determine our depth of our hole so that we can have the right amount of wire going down into the hole and we don't have a lot sticking out of the top. What I've done was I've taped down a gold cup itself, and you notice that there's no solder inside of it. So what I do is I take my wire itself, bottom it out, come in here and mark it. You can mark it with an ink pen, or you can just cut into it like I just did, and you'll notice that there is a couple of notches right there. Now what I do is go into the outside of it and want to pull it out, and to lay the notch right where I cut it and check my distance. Now remember, they want approximately 1 wire diameter away from there. So what I do is I lay a piece of wire just like that, just to verify my distance. And if you notice, it is approximately right here to this notch for this one. Now don't rely on what I'm telling you here to say, okay, this one's the right notch, because each solder cup is different. Okay, so I lay my insulation right here, even with it, and then all I have to do with that notch is right there, it's even with it, is come out here to the front of my solder cup and just clip that excess off, just like that. Back in and verify that it fits the hole and that I have approximately 1 wire diameter away. Now that 1 wire diameter includes the insulation, but remember there's solder going to come out of the top. So what do you think? Will that work? Looks beautiful to me. Okay, now that we've got that done, back in here to the one we're going to work with. Come back in here and add solder to this solder cup. Okay, I don't believe in flowing it in. It's a lot easier for me to come back in here and just sit it all the way to the bottom, just like that. Clip it off. Grab another piece. Do it again. And then again, this is a lead-free, no clean solder. Diameter is a 0.020. Grab your wire with one hand. Put a little bit of solder on the end of this tip, just like that, to create that heat bridge. Okay, I've got the wire that I'm going to insert in. In my hand. So let's heat this up. Get the solder to melt. Now, if I was to go ahead and add that wire into it, I could be pushing my contaminants down into the hole. So what you want to do is to come back in here again, any contaminants that might be possibly hanging around. Add a little solder to the end of your tip now, creating that nice little heat bridge. Grab the wire in one hand. Next thing you do is going to come back here to the back side of it, about midway again. Watch it heat up. Let it get nice and hot. See, it's heating up. Put your wire in. Hesitate for a minute because everything's got to heat up. Push it to the back wall and release your iron. And the requirement standard states that how much solder do I have to have here is very simple. Is by IPC requirements is from right here to right here. It's got to go up at least 75% fill. Okay. You want to maintain contour layer of the wire. To plan, your solder joint should look exactly like that. You still see the natural, again, the natural layer of the wire. 100% fill is your goal. Wetting on the inside of the solder cup. Distance, approximately 1 wire away from the solder area. That includes insulation. I hope you've enjoyed this solder tip for the month. My name is Norman Meir. This is Best Incorporated, and have a nice day.